I wanted to start off with a question. What assumptions do we make about people when we meet them for the first time? What assumptions do people make about us? On the outside, I'm a middle-class white female, a mother, an educator, a good person. On the inside, I am a world of experiences that affect how I interact with the people around me and my environment. What we see on the outside is just a snapshot of the worlds that we carry within us. Students who come into our classrooms come in with worlds of their own that we are not aware of. We as educators have an opportunity to be a stabilizing force in a child's life. When I was a child, I didn't always have that stability. When I was 3, my parents divorced. I was raised by my mother, single mom. At 14, my life turned upside down when I lost my mom the first time. I was sent to go live with my father in a completely different city. Everything that I had known, my whole life that I had grown up with, turned upside down. And there was nothing I could do about it. I felt abandoned. I lost my primary parent. I didn't know how to handle it. So I did what I knew how to do best. I rebelled. I got into trouble. I hung out with the wrong crowd. I caused a rift between my father and his new family. I learned that at 17, you can become a legal runaway. I learned this when I was 17. And so right before my senior year of high school, I moved back to Dallas where my mom lived. I got a full-time job working retail, making just over minimum wage. And in the dark ages, that was like $4.50 an hour. And my mom helped me co-sign on an apartment. I enrolled in the high school, which was about a mile away. I was in the work program. So I would get up in the morning, go to school until noon, walk home, eat, get dressed, take the bus out to North Park Mall, walk to work until about 10, get on the bus, come home, rinse and repeat. Later that year, just before Christmas, I lost my mom a second time. I got a knock on my door in the middle of the night, and my life changed forever. My mom was sent to prison. My whole world turned upside down again. Only this time, my loss was permanent. I lost my primary caregiver. I felt abandoned. There was nothing I could do about it. How many of our students come into our classrooms with silent traumas that we have no idea about? We don't see on the outside their experiences. As educators, we have an incredible opportunity to provide stability to our students. How do we do this? One simple word: love. Love comes in many different forms. Love is compassion. It is empathy. Love is being able to say, wow, you are so brave for dealing with this. I can see how much this impacts you. Love is the platinum rule. The platinum rule is treating someone the way they want to be treated, not the way we think they want to be treated, not the way we want to be treated. Let me give you an example. Some students thrive on praise. It is the motivating force to help them be successful. However, other students feel uncomfortable with praise. Does that mean don't do it? Absolutely not. What that means is that we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to find out about our students, to find out what does motivate them, what will help them be successful. Love is respect. Respect, even when we're frustrated, even when it's hard. It is letting a student know that it's okay to disagree. It is not okay to be disagreeable. Love is not permissive. Love is setting boundaries and expectations and holding our students to them. When we do this, we show our students, I believe in you. I know that you can reach this. Oftentimes, school is the most stable place a child has. It wasn't until putting this talk together that I actually dug into some of the research about children of incarcerated parents. According to the Annie E. Casey Foundation, over 5.1 million children have had a parent in prison. Of the women in prison, 55% of them are mothers, and the majority of them are people of color. I do not fit that mold. Who would guess by looking at me? The effects of imprisonment on children is dramatic. It is profound. It causes feelings of abandonment, mental health issues, anxiety, depression, excessive worry, and it also causes shame. And shame is not being able to talk about something that is so impactful to you for fear of being judged. I also learned that children of incarcerated parents are more likely to drop out of school. That was me. After my mother was imprisoned, I fell into a deep depression. I had a hard time getting up and getting to school in the morning. I had to go to work. I had to pay the bills. When my mom was imprisoned, I lost my financial support. She would hand me money under the table to pay for bills. I lost my emotional support in that she would bring me soup when I was sick. I lost my primary parent. I remember having to write a letter to my high school principal begging him to please let me graduate. I let him know what happened. I did not get called into the counselor's office. Nobody came to me and said, wow, how can I support you? What resources do you need? Instead, they said, you need to take this summer school class. This is where you go. By the way, there are no school buses to get there. And then they sent me on my merry way. I managed to get through that. I did not walk with my fellow classmates. There was no graduation ceremony. There was no one there to celebrate my accomplishment. And for me, graduating was an accomplishment. How many of our students struggle in school? School is the most important place to them. It provides them with stability. How many of our students don't have that support at home? We are the stabilizing force for our students. Oftentimes, they will push us away. Can we be trusted? Will we abandon them? Will we believe in them? It is our opportunity to be that stabilizing force in a child's life. We can be who they need for them to be successful in education. One of my favorite lines comes from the movie Mulan. Even a single grain of rice can tip the scale. As educators, we can be the stabilizing force, that single grain of rice that can tip the scale for a student to believe in themselves. Think about the most influential people in your lives. How have they impacted you? What common characteristics do they share? I bet they're stable. They love you. They believe in you even when you may not believe in yourself. They are your personal cheerleaders. They have expectations and clear boundaries. They probably show some vulnerability, and I would posit that being vulnerable is a source of love, is showing love. When you are vulnerable, you are showing your students that you are a fallible human being. And you are saying, I make mistakes, and this is how I fix them. You are modeling for them how to fix mistakes. As educators, it is so important for us to be able to provide that stabilizing force in a child's life. This is a grave opportunity, a wonderful opportunity. It buoys them up and sets them up for success. All children need love, especially the ones with invisible worlds that we may never know about. Thank you.